Nowadays people go like everybody's becoming selfish, nobody's helping the other for free, or do not trust people, and the like. I'm not saying all of these statements are nonsense, nor the opposite. Today I'm just gonna tell you about 3 stories from my own life that have inspired me to have faith always in humanity. I'm not sure if you guys feel the same way about these stories, but I strongly believe these stories are worth to be told. Welcome back to my channel, Sherhan here. It's absolutely a pleasure to see you all again. Well, without further ado, let me jump into my stories. I was in Austria on my exchange program in 2019. There I was knocking myself out all the time having fun, because that's what everybody is supposed to be doing if they do exchange program. My expenses were fully funded and my semester was graded on pass and fail scale. I didn't have much pressure on my academic performance, so that was best semester of my entire studenthood. However, I had to go through one serious challenge there, which was an immediate medical surgery, far from my family and friends. I was too worried because it was my first ever surgery of my life, and that was quite a serious one. Long story short, I'd met with 2 sisters just a few weeks before the date. We've become close and they found out that I was preparing for a surgery. They started helping, they started worrying just like me. They were from Kyrgyzstan, by the way. What they did was actually quite remarkable. They took me to the hospital, talked with doctors because I didn't speak German then. Well, I don't speak German still. They talked with doctors, they took me to the operating theatre, they brought me food, even presents to cheer me up. Basically, they were trying to make me feel like I was their family, more like a younger brother. Honestly, they were doing all of this without having me asking them for help. They were doing them so genuinely without waiting for anything in return. I'm still in touch with them, I have the pictures with them, but I'm not certain that I'd be happy if I put them up here. To this day, I'm so impressed of their kindness and mindset and mentality and everything, and I'm forever thankful, and I make duas for them all the time. Next, I'm almost negative that I'm ever gonna meet him again in my life because I have nothing of his contact information or his name, but only his blurred picture in my memory. I was in Barcelona that winter traveling. I had a 5-day nice trip exploring the city, culture, people, and most importantly, I had a chance to watch the FC Barcelona game live from Camp Nou, which was my wildest childhood dream. Yet there as well, I have experienced quite crazy adventure, I'd say, because no matter how stressed out I was back then, but now looking back, it feels more like a fun adventure than a problem. Well, it was a pre-last day of my stay there. I was on the bus going to Camp Nou to watch the game. I suppose I was overexcited about the game. I left my wallet on the bus. Yes, you heard it right. I wasn't robbed, I didn't get it stolen, but I freaking left it on the bus on my own. Yes, you might be saying it's just a wallet, don't worry, but yeah, that bloody wallet wasn't what I was freaking out about, but what was inside it mattered more. I had a Barcelona pass which was worth of $1,500. I had few €100 notes, I had my ID cards, credit cards, driving licenses and few more other important documents. You know what is even worse? I borrowed that Barcelona pass from a father of my female friend and I promised him to return it safely the following day. And I could ask help from my friends back home to lend me some money, but I didn't have that freaking credit card to receive that money. Long story short, again, I went literally to the middle of the urban motorway to catch a taxi. It took me about 5 to 10 minutes to catch one, and finally I got on the taxi. But unfortunately, the taxi driver didn't speak a word of English. I explained him what had just happened using Google Translator. He understood after several trials, and he started to act immediately as if it was his own matter. He called to City Bus Center asking for schedules and routes of the particular bus line that I took. It was H4, you know. It was fortunate that I had a glance at it when I was getting off the bus. So, few hours forward, he found my wallet. Yeah, he did something that I thought was impossible at that moment. But I had to wait for this guy to, this guy. I think I'll put the picture here. So this guy to bring my wallet back after 2 hours. Because the buses would be back to the center in every 2 hours. This guy is a bus driver, by the way, who found and kept my wallet safely. Can you guess what happened next? The taxi driver. He told me, I ain't need your money, I am so happy that we found it and I was helpful. Yeah, he didn't say that in English. He said something like Estoy feliz de haber sido útil. No, I don't speak Spanish. I used Google Translate again, so I can't remember what he said. But, you know, you understand when people speak from their heart. He said that and wished me luck and disappeared. He could literally demand me 100 euros or more, or even kicked me out of his car when he found out that I lost my wallet and left with no money. But instead he rushed to help and he did it so genuinely. I'll forever remember him and I'll make du'as for him as well. The last but not least, the third story happened in Korea. Thinking I was totally recovered from the surgery after about 6 months, I was exposing myself to all sorts of activities that might have actually been not recommended for me. The consequence, the disease for which I had a surgery in Austria recurred after 1 year. To save money for my surgery, I was working as a delivery man on motorbike. Pedal they would call it in Korea. Lucky me again, I had a traffic accident with a taxi on my motorbike. I was flying over literally 5 or 10 meters after hitting the car. That accident resulted in me spending more money instead of saving and tied me up to the bed for the next 20 days. I was messed up. No money, no job, no nothing, but only the upcoming surgery, which would cost me about $4,000. I was both mentally and physically weak. All I could do was praying and asking Allah for help. He never left me alone. Alhamdulillah. One day I was lying on my dormitory bed and I received a phone call from a woman whom I worked with 3 years ago at a parcel service office. She was inviting me over to the party that she was organizing for her son's new music band. And I told her that I had a motorbike accident, I couldn't walk. She was asking me why would I be doing that dangerous job, I shouldn't have been doing that and stuff. And I told her I was saving money for my surgery and I explained. We hung up the phone when her break was over, but she called me back during her next break. I didn't see that coming. Hey son, do not even think of saying no to this, but I am going to pay for all your expenses for the surgery. You should not worry about that, no matter what. You rest well now and get better with your leg. That was insane. I didn't know if I should have cried or laughed because I didn't ask her literally at first place and I was nobody to her. Not only she paid for my surgery, but she stayed at the hospital for 3 days taking care of me like my mom. She even introduced me to doctors as her son so that they wouldn't treat me like a foreigner, but equally with Korean patients. And again, she was doing all of this out of pure kindness, expecting nothing, absolutely nothing in return. I did pay back the money though, when I got paid by my insurance company, but still, to this day, I can't think of a way of returning her act of kindness, humanity to me. I don't think I'll ever will. I'm still in touch with her, and I wish her a healthy, long life and happiness, and I will make sure mentioning her in my prayers as well. I trust not many of you are sticking with me up until to this moment, but whoever is watching this video, in this moment, I just want to say something, few words. People aren't bad, it's just us who think that. Like once, one wise man said, one small act of kindness at a time changes the world. And I believe in that. Let's change the world for the better by being kind and acting kind sometimes, or even more often. Do not judge people by their nationality, race, gender, or even religion. You never know how good they are by just looking at them. So have faith in them, have faith in yourself. I really hope you guys find these stories helpful, and if you think this video might help somebody else as well, make sure to share, and of course please leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I'd love to hear them. And if it's your first time seeing me, hit that subscribe and notifications buttons so that you won't miss my next content. I thank you very much for watching and see you next week, inshallah.